This is my immediate home theater reaction to watching Jurassic World Rebirth on Kaleidescape in my home theater. Just finished watching it, and yeah, I saw this in the theater twice. Actually, I saw it in the theater first time. I think I saw it on IMAX, and then I had to leave halfway, had a family emergency. And then the second time I saw this movie, it was in 3D. Both look really good. 3D was really cool. I thought the audio in the theater was pretty decent. 3D, I saw it at AMC. Both were AMC. So, the IMAX audio was pretty incredible. Unfortunately, I only got to see maybe 40 minutes in. Actually, I think it was about 30 minutes in, and then I had to leave abruptly. So I don't know what the rest of the movie sounded like in IMAX, but from what I did hear, the little bit that I did hear, it sounded really good. And then when I saw it in 3D, it was AMC also, and the audio was pretty good. I don't know if it was in Atmos or not, but there was some good effects. So I was looking forward to this, to the home release, because the home releases for Jurassic World, at least the recent ones, have been pretty stellar. The Jurassic World, I believe it's Dominion. I believe that's the one I'm thinking of. Had some really, really good audio. Video, like I said, the 3D looked pretty good, really good depth. The IMAX looked incredible. So this is an aspect ratio 240, I believe, yeah, 240 on Kaleidescape. So there are black bars. Let's talk about the movie for a minute. So I can't really call myself a huge I'm a Jurassic Park fan. I watched the originals a lot later in life, so even though I grew up, they were coming out when I was growing up, I wasn't into movies like I was now. So I saw them years later. So, I can't call myself like a Jurassic World fanatic. I know there's some of you out there that absolutely love everything Jurassic World. I do appreciate movies, and because of that, I appreciate Jurassic World movies. But I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm a super fan. But I really do like the newer movies, especially the newer ones with, updated special effects and technology and stuff like that. But the movie itself, I will say, is decent. The story's decent. It's kind of a little bit rehash of, hey, let's go to this island where these abandoned dinosaurs are, and in this one, these are like the worst of the worst. They were actually experimenting on the dinosaurs, so they're like freaks. They did all kinds of experiments on them. They're mutated. That part I won't say that I didn't care for it. It's just not very interesting. Again, mutated dinosaurs, come on guys, we can't think of a better plot. Anyways, they go to this island to get some blood from an egg. They need to get one from a creature in the water, and then they need to get one from some other dinosaur. And in order for them to, I guess, save humanity, it'll cure all kinds of diseases and stuff, they need to go to this island and get this blood, but they have to do it really quick, and they have to do it in a certain way because the air oxidizes the blood or something like that, and it can deteriorate, so they have to put them in these vials, and they have to cryo. It's crazy. But the movie itself is pretty decent. I don't think it's the worst of the Jurassic World movies. I do, however, think that it's probably on the bottom of the list, but I don't think it's the worst. I'd have to go back and rewatch all of them, I guess, to kind of critique them and see where they actually all stack up as far as an order from, best to worst to best, whatever you want to call it. The cast is pretty good. There's some people. So for me, the boyfriend, if you've seen this, there's a family that it kind of loosely follows. They're not really a main plot. I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't really care for the family. If they took the family out of the movie, it really wouldn't have made much of a difference. Nobody would really miss them. I gotta kind of agree with that. They don't really serve a purpose. However, the boyfriend that's part of the family, he's a boyfriend of the daughter, I absolutely hated his character. Just hated it. Just horrible writing. You have to watch it to see it. That I wouldn't say that the acting was bad. It's just that the writing was just stupid. And the stuff that he did, the stuff that he would say, you could tell that they didn't really know what to do with that character. But for whatever reason, he was cast, and they wrote dialogue and scenes for him. But I hated this character. I thought it was stupid. I wanted him to go away. In fact, I thought he was going to be eaten during this movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Well, maybe I will. He doesn't die. But anyways, the movie's been out for about a month. If you haven't seen it, sorry. It's not really a spoiler review. As far as audio and video, audio's pretty good. It's not the best out of the Jurassic World. Definitely not the best out of the last, considering the last 3 were really good. Audio's pretty good. I was following along with the atmosphere while I was watching it. So this is primarily a 7.1.4 mix. But there are times when, so if you have 6 channels, it's mainly about 95% of the time it's going to use the rears and the front heights. And then occasionally there is some activity going on in the center, my center speakers, because I have 6 height channels right now. And yeah, there's some pretty good immersion. I would have liked the audio to be mixed a little bit higher. I had to bump up the center channel a little bit to increase the dialogue. Overall, the audio is not bad. Some very good bass scenes. I would have liked the bass to be a little bit deeper and a little bit tighter, but if you crank it up, you can get some really good bass. So I was listening to probably around like -14, I believe, on the Trinnov. So yeah, I didn't really want to go too much higher than that because I do have neighbors and it is during the day. I kind of don't really care about that anymore, but still, I don't want to like try to blow up my speakers. But the audio is pretty decent. It's pretty good, and if you have a good system, if you have it calibrated well, it should sound pretty good. But I did notice that it sounded like it was mixed a little bit lower than the previous 3 movies. So that's that. As far as video, nothing too spectacular here. There's a lot of dark scenes, some good decent HDR, and not anything that's going to like stress test your projector or your TV if you're using a TV. There is some grain on here, and I think they tried to go along with some of the other Jurassic World movies. Most of those have a little bit of light grain on there. There's a little bit of light grain on this one, but the video looks good. Nice HDR for nighttime scenes. Again, nothing really spectacular here. It's Jurassic Park. I don't think those are usually like stand out for, eye candy or anything like that. So for audio, I would have to give this one a 7.5. Again, if you turn it up, it will sound pretty good. But if you're listening at like your normal listening level, which for me is usually around -16, -14, I usually listen to around -16. And then if I have to, I'll bump it up to -14. If I'm doing like streaming, sometimes I can get to -10. -8, but yeah, I'll give it about a 7.5 out of 10 for the audio. We'll like to see a little bit more improvement on that. Video, I'm gonna go with a 7. It's nothing spectacular, but it's not bad. It's typical of your standard, Jurassic World movies. Like I said, a lot of dark scenes, especially towards the second half of the movie, toward I guess back half of the movie. There's a lot of dark scenes, so nothing that's really going to stress your system, anything like that. But yeah, that's my immediate home theater reaction. Again, decent movie. I guess for the movie itself, as far as content, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not horrible. It's not great. So yeah, if you guys have watched this movie, let me know what you guys think. Drop some comments down in the comment section below. Let me know if you're picking this up. I believe it should be on digital already. It is on Kaleidescape, and it'll probably be on disc, what is this, middle August, maybe September? I don't really know. But when they do, I will drop a link on the community tab so you guys can go check that out on Amazon. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.